Do you want to be filthy rich and flex on all your peasant friends about how much better you are than them? That is an awful way to start this video. Anyways, guys, I made this video on screen, which, oh my gosh, it's coming up in a year since I uploaded that. And it was a how to get rare video. You guys absolutely loved it. And I thought, it's a year later, so why not make another one? But I'm going to make it a little different. Last video, I made a bunch of different ways on how to get rare. But this time, I'm going to really focus on one idea and going really in depth for you guys to see if that helps you guys a little more. Anyways, let's get into it. So you might have noticed in the background of this video, this whole time I've been talking, I've been stocking stores. The concept we're going to be learning about today is Economics 101. And basically the idea we're going after is buy low and sell high. Some easy items to do this with are going to be spikes and den betas. The reason for this being is if you go and look in Worth Wiki, you're going to see that their prices aren't just a solid number. They always range between a certain, like a low to a high price. And you might be like, Akarhi, well, my double tail also ranges from a price. The next thing we're going to get into is supply and demand, which is basically telling us that people don't want your crusty double tail and people want your spikes and den betas. Why is that? I actually don't know. Because they're cooler, I guess. You're wrong. No, it's because there's a high demand for spikes and a low supply. Your crusty double tail, there might be a low supply and there might be a market for it, but people do not want it, so there's no demand. You can't have supply and demand without supply and demand. You're basically a cow that can't make milk if you have one and not the other. Useless! Okay, well, not completely useless, but you get the point. Now that you guys know what supply and demand is, we're going to get into the part of the video where I'm at in the background. So I'm currently putting items in my shop for a higher price than what I bought them for. And if you guys are unsure about how much you should put them up for in your store, Worth Wiki has the diamond amounts. And even if it doesn't, and if it says like, oh, this is worth a black short collar, you know how much a black short collar is by looking up how much that is. So you can always find out how many diamonds something is worth through that. Alright guys, now that you have stores that are set up and reasonably priced, you're going to want to go to Jama, Coral Canyon, it's probably either one. And you're going to want to be a salesman. You're going to live out your salesman dreams and just advertise. And then realize how much of a bad salesman you were because you accidentally put your wooden floor for $1 diamond. But it's okay because we made some sales after. Alright, the next specialty we're going to touch on is marketing. Marketing is one of the biggest things to sell stuff. If you don't have a good pitch, you're just going to blend right into the background. Here, I'll give you guys an example. Alright, in a couple seconds, I'm going to put a photo up on the screen, and I want you guys to tell me which message your eyes go to first. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. Now, I know I only showed you that for a couple seconds, but I guarantee you that your eyes immediately went to the top left corner, into that big message in all caps. And in that message, I had key terms like spikes, den betas, collectors. Those are all items people are looking to buy. And I'd bet money on the fact that you couldn't tell me one thing that the other people were selling. Marketing is all about getting your point across in the easiest way possible and the most effective way possible. Another thing I want to point out is how my name tag is always clickable. Because if they can't click your name tag, most people don't know to search in chat to click on your name. So if they can't click your name tag, they can't go to your den. So now I prepared you guys a little quiz. I should be getting paid for this. I mean, I kind of am. Making like 2 cents off of ads. Anyways. Alright, so I prepared you guys a quiz. I'm going to show you 3 different photos of people advertising. And I'm going to have you guys try and figure out what I'm doing wrong. So look for the firefighter penguin. Alright, our first quiz is going to go up on screen right now. And I'll give you guys like 5 seconds to figure it out. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. If you guys said they didn't do something along the lines of the marketing strategy, you would be correct. As you can see, the message just blends into the background compared to messages that are all caps or larger and just has more detail in them. Like I said, marketing is one of the biggest parts of getting rich through this method. If you don't have a message that's going to suck the consumer in, you might as well just be wasting your time. Alright, up next, the second quiz. I'm going to put the photo on screen in 3, 2, 1, now. If you said their name tag wasn't visible, you'd be correct. I would also accept the message wasn't that strong, but the main point I was trying to point out was that you can't click the name. So how am I supposed to get to your den and buy your stuff? Alright, I have one more quiz for you guys. This one might seem obvious, but it's definitely something people don't fully consider. So let me put that up on screen in 3, 2, 1. This might seem stupid, but you're obviously going to want to advertise where people are, but at the same time, you're going to want to advertise where there's people aren't. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Is if there's like 8 other people advertising in your stores, you're going to have less of a chance to actually have people go to your den because you're fighting between 8 people. So what you're going to want to do is try and find like a fair medium in between all of that and find a place where it's maybe 2 to 3 other people advertising their store, because then you're going to have a better chance of people going to yours and buying your stuff. Did that sound super sophisticated when I like did that? I think it did. Anyways, also just notice there's going to be good and bad days, guys. You're going to have a bad day where some goat comes and hate crimes you in your own den. Then there's going to be good days where the other person in your den calls them broke. And then there's going to be bad days when AJ tags out your message. But at the end of it all, guys, I can say this method does work. I started off at 0 diamonds. At the beginning of this video, I wish I got film of that, but I did not. And now we're almost at 600. And I only really advertised for like an hour. I feel like if I went 2 hours, 3 hours, we could have easily been at like 2K. No problem, I promise you guys. Thank you guys so much if you made it this far in the video. Make sure to drop a like. Comment your favorite animal in Animal Jam and why for a chance to win a solid. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.